Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Share your screen and start your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes. Your screen is visible. Please continue.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. So yeah, my name is Khadeer. I'm a red team intern at CyberSapiens United LLP. So today we are going to discuss the topic about RCE through command injection. So these are all the table of contents which we are going to cover in today's session. So let's see one by one. First, what is a command? A command is a specific order from a user to the computer's operating system or to an application to perform a service. Basically, you can say it is an order given to the computer system to perform a specific task. For example, if you want to list out all the files in current directory in Linux systems, we use ls command. And if you want to know the current directory which you are working on, we can use pwd command for it. As we talk about the Windows operating system, we can use a dir command to list out all the files in the current directory. So yeah, that's all about the command. So let's move forward. Now, what is command injection? If you talk about the command injection, it is an attack that involves executing arbitrary commands on a host operating system. Generally, the attacker injects these commands by exploiting an application vulnerability, such as insufficient input validation. For example, when a web application is not properly configured, like if it is not properly validating the inputs given by the user, attackers will inject their commands to exploit this. Now, let's see the difference between code injection and command injection. As we have previously discussed, command injection is an attack which the goal of is execution of arbitrary commands on the host operating system through a vulnerable web application. These attacks are possible when application passes unsafe user-supplied data or commands to the system shell. In command injection, the attacker extends the default functionality of the application, which executes system commands without the necessity of injecting the code. While code injection allows the attacker to add their own code that is then executed by the application. So here the attacker can create their own codes and tries to exploit the web application. So next, what is RCE? Basically, RCE stands for remote code execution, and it is also known as code injection. Refers to an attacker executing the commands on a system from a remote machine. And this means exploiting a web application or server to run commands for underlying operating system. Like it is a connection which we will get to a computer system. And with this, we can execute and perform many activities with the help of terminal, like even we can upload a file, delete the files, etc. So next, what is command injection vulnerability? OS command injection vulnerability, also known as a shell injection, we can say it is a security vulnerability that which allows attacker to execute arbitrary commands on the server that is running that web application. Here, basically, the attackers use this kind of vulnerability to execute commands which are getting executed on the server side and gives you the output. So yeah, that's all about OS command injection vulnerability. So let's see the impact. Impact would be sensitive information disclosure, means here the attacker can gain access to sensitive information stored on the target. And second one is data manipulation, means that attacker can manipulate data stored on the target systems, which could lead to an incorrect results or data loss. And the third one is compromisation of system with arbitrary code execution. Like it means the attacker can execute arbitrary code on the target system, which can lead to complete compromise of the system. So yeah, that's all about the impact. Now coming to the mitigation, user input validation. As a developer, we have to validate the user input. Don't run the commands with user supplied input, because user can do many things like delete the confidential files or update his files on the web application. And the third one is using the web application firewall. So yeah, that's all about the mitigation. So if you talk about the tools used to perform command injection, burp and comics. So yeah, that's all about the theoretical part. So let's see the live practical. For that, I have my Kali Linux. And I have one vulnerable web application named DWA. Let me first log in here. So yeah, here we have command injection section. We can see we have one functionality to ping, like we have to give an IP address. So I'm giving my loopback IP, which is 127.0.0.1, and I will click on submit. Yeah, as we can see, the result for ping is displayed over here. So what exactly happening here is, what we are supplying the user input is being sent back to the backend of the server, and the results are being reflected here. So whenever you find this kind of functionality where your input is sent to the server and you are getting results back, you can try command injection there. Before going to perform command injection, I want to show you something. There is one feature in Linux operating systems, like we can execute two commands at a time using semicolon between those commands. So here I'm trying to perform both ls and pwd at a time. So first I will give ls and then semicolon and pwd, and I will hit enter. We can see both commands are executed here, and it has listed all the files and also the present working directory, which is home mark. And one more thing I wanted to tell you is that before going to perform this kind of command injection, first we have to check whether our web application is hosted on Linux operating system or in Windows. To know that, we have Vapalizer. So here we can see it is hosted on Linux operating system like Apache, which is Linux servers. So since our web application is hosted on Linux operating system, we can try along with the ping command. I'm trying to execute the ls command here. So I will give my loopback IP again, which is 1.0.0.1, and I will use the pipe command. No, not semicolon. And after that ls, and I will click on submit. Here we can see, click on submit. Yeah, here we can see it has listed all the files from the server along with this IP address. Okay, you can see the files like index.php, source, help. So let's try to perform some other commands here. Giving my loopback IP again, semicolon, and I will, this time I will give the pwd, and I will click on submit. So you will click on submit. Yeah, you can see here it has displayed the present working directory on the server, like var www.html something. Like that, we can use many commands here. With this, we can conclude that this web application is vulnerable for command injection. This is the manual way of performing command injection. Now let's see how to automate this command injection. For that, I have my burp suite. So let me turn on my intercept here. I will turn on the proxy. So here I'm giving my loopback IP again. I will click on submit. So it has captured the request. Let me send it to the intruder. So yeah, here if we go to the positions, we have to clear everything. And we have to add the injection point here. For here, the injection point would be this loopback IP. So I will highlight that and I will add that it's as an injection point. So yeah, going to the payloads. So for that, I have my payloads ready. You can download it from GitHub. It's openly available. So you just have to type the GitHub command injection payloads. So yeah, the first one. So here you can see it has the Linux operating system commands and also for the Windows. As our web application is based on Linux, so I have already copied this command. You can download it from here. So let me go back to the burp suite and I will load the payloads here. I will go to the options and make the thread to 15 and I will start my attack. Now you can see it has brute forces all the thing. So here we have to look for the 200 response. There are too many. Let me choose one. And here a response we can see we got 200. Okay. Let me see here. So yeah, here as you can see our command netstat-a is executed here. Basically this netstat command is used to check the connections established on the operating systems. So this is how we can automate the command injection using the burp suite. Okay. So, but the main topic of today's session is how to perform RCE through command injection, means how to get the reverse shell using the command injection if a web application is vulnerable for command injection. So for that, I have I'm using the one netcat command. Basically, Netcat is a tool in Kali which is used to listen to a particular port, and there are also many advantages with this. So first I will start my listener at the command is nc-lvp and the port which I want to connect. I'm giving some random port and I will click enter. So it is listening over here. So here we have to here we have one command along with that loopback IP. I will pipe the thing and the command would be nc and we need to give our Kali Linux IP because here where we want to connect. So let me check my Kali IP ifconfig. So here we can see our IP is 192.168.29.129. So I will copy this. So yeah, here I'm giving my IP, which is 192.168.29.129. And the port number which I want to connect is 10,000 and -e and bin bash. Okay. So if I click on submit, so here, if you see in the terminal, it is successfully connected to that server. Means we got reversal. Now you can do many things like cat etc password, which you all know it's a confidential file. See here like this, and also you can try who am I. Yeah, it is www.data, like it is a host name. You can get many commands which you with this you can use the help command, so you can execute these all commands here. So this is the manual way of getting the reversal using the command injection. So let's see how to automate this thing to get reversal. For that we have one tool in Kali Linux. Which is comics. Before going to use this, I will recommend you to run this tool only on testing websites until you don't have any permissions on live website, because it is illegal. Okay, so be aware of that. For the the command for comics is comics-u and colon, and we have to give the URL of our vulnerable website. Okay, so here it will be like, I'm copying this URL. I'll paste here. And I will close the double quote. Now we have to give the cookie. Cookies of that website which we have captured in burp. So here are the session ID and the cookie value. So I will copy this. I'll paste it here, and I will close the double quote again. And now we have to give the some data. Like what we want to submit to the web application. So this is the command for this comics. So if you hit enter now, it will automate all the things, and it will try to get the reversal. So here it is asking, do you want to resume this attack? Yes. So we have to just type Y and hit enter. So you can see it is asking to, do you want the sudo terminal? Yes, we have to give Y and hit enter. Now you can see we got the shell here, reverse shell, which is RCE. You can say, like basically RCE means getting the reverse shell and executing the commands from the remote machine. Okay. So now here you can see do many things like again ls. You can see the files here, and cat etc password. ls, you can do many things here. Okay. So yeah, if we talk about the this injection vulnerability, it is in the third position in OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities in 2021. So yeah, that's all about the command injection vulnerability, how to get RC through command injection. So yeah, thank you.